there, and welcome to another edition of Entertainment Spotlight. Today I'm going to be shining the light on the one and the only Nigerian TikTok queen. She's a TikTok star, she's an actress, she's a producer, she's a philanthropist, she's an entrepreneur, she's a do-it-all. I'm talking about none other than Iyabo Ojo. So she came into limelight several decades ago, and she has steadily remained in our faces and on our screen for all those years. Welcome, and if this is your first time, please consider subscribing to this channel. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy it, and let us start talking about Iyabo Ojo. I'll be giving you some shocking revelations about her and also a biography fact, a journey into stardom, how she's been able to maintain stardom, the controversies that have surrounded her growth in the industry, and so much more. Let's move on. She's 47 years old, born on the 21st of December 1977. She is a mother of 2 kids. She married quite early, and according to her, that kind of hindered her education, as she did not go to school until much later in her career. She studied estate management at the Lagos State Polytechnic several years after the birth of her children. She grew up in Lagos State, of course, but she did not always grow up with her parents. She moved out of the house at the tender age of 13, and she has never been close to her mother. I'm going to get towards her mom, the situations that surrounded her leaving home, and everything she had to go through before her mother became her best friend. The woman is late now, may God rest her soul. She started acting in 1998, courtesy of Bimbo Akintola, who introduced her into the Nigerian Actor Guild, and she became a member. And subsequently, she began to make a name for herself, and that is what has, helped her up to this point in her life before she became a star in the industry. She has produced her own movie. Her first ever movie that she produced, she self-produced, was in the year 2004, and it was titled Bolutife. Subsequently, she has featured in over 100 movies in the industry. Now let's talk about her marriage, and then we'll move on again to her career. We're going to take a break first. So she got married at the age of 21, but she divorced her husband shortly after the birth of their second child in 2001. And that was before she got fame in the industry. She had been acting while married, but she was never popular until after her divorce from her husband in 2001, after the birth of her second child, Priska Ojo, who is also a phenomenal influencer now in this age. She has, however, stuck with his surname since that time. Fun fact though, her children never got to meet their father until the July of 2018, when they flew to the US of A, United States of America, to meet up with him, and that was the first time in a long time, and that has been the last time also in a long time that they've met their father. They are with their mother here in Nigeria, and she's been the one taking care of them as a single mother, even though her husband is very much alive and doing well for himself. The 47-year-old fair mother of 2 has a foundation of her own called the Pinkies Foundation that will be 10 years in May of this year. Pinkies Foundation is basically devoted to the needy, especially women who are going through traumatic experiences in their marriages, because she attributed the end of her marriage to being married very early. She attributed it to young age. She didn't really know what she was going through, what she was going into rather, and then she did not really have a mother in the picture to, guide her through the process of getting married to a man she barely knew. So because of that, her Pinkies Foundation sees into the affair of women that need to get out of relationship that they are being abused, children who are needy, and all of those things, the foundation basically takes care of. Another fun fact is, I've mentioned this severally and I'm now going to reiterate it, is that she was never close to her mother. So her mother, who she referred to as her best friend, actually left this world in 2020, and she really showed how much she would miss her now deceased mother. She said they were never close because growing up she experienced some traumatic things, and her mother was not there. She went to live with her aunt. She actually had to run away from home because the troubles were so much, and she never appreciated her mom. In an interview with Bonvita for International Women's Day of 2021, she revealed that she did not become close to her mother until after the birth of her own children. That was when, even though her mom had tried to come into her life, she had pushed the woman out for several years, but When she gave birth to her own children, she began to realize what it meant to be a mother and the number of things that woman had to sacrifice for her to have a will then as a young girl, and also help and still stay with her even through all the mistakes she has made as a young child. And so they became close. The mother moved in with her, and throughout the ending years of her lifetime, she was with Iyabo Ojo in her home, and they grew very close. Now let's talk about the traumatic experiences she had as a child. So in one of recent episodes on one of our shows, Bearing It All with IB, she revealed that she has been a victim of sexual abuse now for a very long period of time. Between the age of 14 to 21, she revealed that she was sexually abused 5 different times by family members. It's one of the things that contributed to her leaving home. She said the first time was when she was just a child. She was 14 years old. She was in her aunt's place, and a not-so-family uncle decided to have his way with her. She couldn't tell anybody about it because as at then there was no awareness about what women go through, and she felt she was going to be punished or blamed for being in the man's path and him having his way with her. So she didn't say anything. Moving on, it happened again. She was in her own house. An uncle of hers decided to have his way with her again, and that was when she now ran from home, and she didn't go back home until several years later. The third time too, she said she was on the road. Then boyfriend Emmanuel, his friend who is an older person in the neighborhood, saw her going on the road, decided to give her a lift. She didn't think of any harm. She was about 18 years old according to her. And then the man took her to his own house under the guise of needing to pick something at home. And then he began to make advances at her. And when she refused, he turned violent, pulled a knife at her. She tried to struggle. There was nothing she could do. She was overpowered and all of those things. Then the man came and wiped her, told her he loved her, wants to be with her. And because she has gotten used to those kind of experiences, she said she felt nothing when that was happening to her. She just went home to have a bath, and then she cried and didn't tell nobody about it. And then the fifth one happened when she was well over 21 years old in her husband's house. She said when they first moved in after marriage, a group of armed men came into their house and they had their way with her as a young child. And that is one of the reasons why she started speaking up, because it was like an advocation for young women going through sexual abuse and harassment to speak up, because she had kept it to herself for so long. That was the first time she was going to be speaking about her traumatic childhood. Moving on from trauma and all the sad things that happen with being a woman in this our society, let's talk about her body. So in 2018, there was this rumor that she went to get plastic surgery done, body reconstruction. Now that was when it was still a hush-hush topic, especially in Nigeria, and that she went to Turkey. It wasn't until 2020 that she actually admitted to doing it, because she kept it private. And when she came back to Nigeria and people were asking after her health because she went into a 5-day coma, she didn't say nothing about it. But 2020, body positivity, it's now a common thing. She finally spoke up about it. She said growing up, she used to lack self-confidence. I mean, someone who had gone through the things she did. She hated her body, and then after the birth of her second child, her body became flabby to make things worse, because her tummy didn't go back to the snapback shape and all of those things. So she decided to take things into her own hands and gain her confidence back, and she decided to go for a tummy tuck. She said she didn't reconstruct any other thing in her body aside from tucking in her tummy, so that she would love the reflection she would see when she looks in the mirror. Not only that, Iyabo Ojo, despite all the controversies, there was a controversy with Fathia Balogun. There's this recent rumor concerning our very good friend Mercy Aigbe, when they said that they have a beef going on. She has actually been in the news a lot for several controversies, including when it comes to her romance life and life after marriage. She's been linked severally with different men. But Iyabo Ojo, in a recent interview, has revealed that she is single, pringle, and is not ready to mingle. So if you think she might be interested in you, dead that thought, because Miss Iyabo Ojo is not interested in seeing anybody. She's single, she's content with her life. Let's talk about business and how she makes money, because we so like to talk about women in the industry and the sources of their wealth. She has a net worth of over 70 million naira. She has been gifted lots of things. She's an entrepreneur. She is a brand ambassador for different other brands. She has her own skincare line. She has a Fairprice World, which is a combination of her son Festus and her daughter Priska. She has a lounge, a bar, a restaurant. She has a clothing business. She has her own skincare brand. She has several things she does, which is what has accumulated to her wealth. And for somebody who has stayed that long in the industry, I don't think it is such a big deal for her to have accumulated the amount of wealth she flaunts on social media. I feel like she's really worked hard and deserved it. She has transitioned from the indigenous movie to Nollywood movie. In fact, recently, she featured in an Hollywood movie featuring other Hollywood big stars. The movie is going to come out very soon. Of course, when it drops, don't worry, I'll do a review. And you'll see Iyabo Ojo in all of her glory in Hollywood space. Anyways, that will be all I have concerning Iyabo Ojo, her growth in the Nollywood industry, biography, facts, and some revelations concerning her. I'll see you in the next one. If you like this video, do not forget, give it a thumbs up, like it, share with your family and friends, subscribe if you are yet to subscribe to this channel. I'm tired of shouting that thing. Subscribe to this channel already. What are you waiting for? Okay, don't worry, it's not fights. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.